Hey, Turo people. This is Patrick with TTFR. I skipped a week on doing earnings and just wanted to cover how things are going in November after a really busy month last month. Um, kind of go over a few things on my spreadsheet that are changing and some new features that will be added uh, for next year's spreadsheet. As you can see, I'm up to getting close to 32,000 in total revenue now. Profits just bumped over 14. I had all my payments go out, things like that. So it actually might have looked higher in the last video because I hadn't calculated payments and because I hadn't paid car payments and whatnot. Um, but profits going up. One of the things I'm really thrilled about is if you look at the average daily rate monthly by car here, they're definitely trending up, and that's even in a slower month this month. Um, so yeah, this month we are looking at already above breaking even for the month, over 2,000 for the three cars. Actually had to cancel a trip on my SUV because the AC is not working. Waiting on a part from Audi for that, and that killed a almost $400 trip. But things are still going well. Profits going well. I did add a couple things to the spreadsheet that I want to talk about real quick. I want to know how much I'm making. One of the things that we need to do with data is adjust how we are running our business. And so I've got the P&L, which keeps track of a lot of the financials and whatnot for the cars. I've also added a business analysis page where I can, I think, break down the more non financial parts of running the business. And some of the things I'm looking at measuring are just the average days per trip in each month for each car, average daily miles by car, things like that. Got delivery income in here as well, which is obviously a financial thing. But I also added one recently, which is I kind of wanted to get an idea of what my maintenance dollars going out per miles driven on the car. And I got that data put in for this year and got a good average. Looking at my convertible is about 10 cents of maintenance costs per mile. 8 cents, which is this is pretty much everything I knew. I knew my newer BMW was pretty low cost, and it's panning out. It's about 8 cents per mile. And this is I've actually compared these, Google it, and just have found that this is pretty close to what you can expect on a newer car, about 8 cents per mile. It was funny that it panned out to be very much like what you can find on the internet as an average. Q7's definitely more expensive. I had a lot of issues with that car. I'm actually considering pulling it and replacing it with something else and just keeping that as a daily driver. Um, but as you can see, maintenance per mile, these are the kind of things you can add in the business intelligence page. Just whatever you want to basically monitor and see if things are going well. Trips by car per month. It's been interesting to see. Last month was pretty amazing. 11 trips out for the Z4, 7 for the 230, and 9 for the Q7. That's obviously a big month, and my first $5,000 month in revenue. But the other thing I'm also tracking now is labor. Um, and just starting for November, and don't have nearly as many trips. I wish I had been doing it last month so I could get the amount of data that I had from last month. But for this month, actually, most of my scheduled trips are already completed in the first half of the month. I think it's going to be kind of a last minute booking month. Had that happen last night. The convertible came in and went right back out again with a trip that was booked same day. But as of right now, with looking at the amount of time that I have invested so far for this month for the Z4, it's about an hour and a half. About 15 minutes for the 230. I don't think that's actually right because I've had 2 trips, and I think that probably is not correct. Q7 I think is accurate. Has had the the maintenance issue, which cost me a little bit of time one day, but 3 hours total for the month, on what looks like about 1,200 in profit so far. I think I have one payment to go out, so that will lower down to about 1,000. But by the end of the month, I'm still looking at about $409 per hour right now, for the work that we do, prepping our cars for daily use. This is what I wanted to track, and we'll be adding this to the yearly spreadsheet for next year. If you're considering purchasing it, there will be a link in the notes here for the video if you are interested in purchasing. And obviously the business analysis is being added as well. We added the cash flow, which actually is not yet. I think it's actually on the new sheet that's available now. And there are some changes that I think I may have made it to it as well that will go on into the next years. But I think it's pretty much complete. This is how it's looking for the month. Utilization calendar, it's still the same. I have not figured out a way to automate this better yet, but this is what my month looks like. The convertible has been booked other than these 6 days during the weekdays, which is a weekend car. The 230 just finished a trip and it has no more bookings for the rest of the month. And the 7 was pretty well booked. I have to actually take this 19th through the 22nd trip out because I had to unbook that one because of the AC issue. Hopefully Audi gets the part sooner than later. But that is basically what I had for this 2 weeks. And I will post another next week. You guys have a good week. Bye.